Hey, Rob.
Hi,
How
Jacob.
you doing?
Great. Glad to be here.
You didn't know when I was going to start, did you? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. So you saw that I had the privilege of talking to the inventor of the cell phone, a true legend, Marty Cooper, about innovation. Mm-hmm. And there's something that he said that's been really sticking in my mind. Mm-hmm. He talked about when Motorola was inventing a cell phone, there was a competitor that was also working on creating a cell phone. And they spent a lot of their time, their focus was on creating the most repairable cell phone. And Motorola thought that was a weird thing. And Marty thought that was a weird thing to do. They said, let's just make a phone that doesn't break. Mm-hmm. And he said, we won, they lost. And that whole concept of focus on making things that don't break versus focusing on having good warranty policies or having good customer service when they do break or having repairability, it just seems kind of backwards. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to, I've been thinking about that a lot because we know that with many of our customers, both the ones that are, publicly, you can see them on our website, and ones that are still, under the radar in terms of who's out there, we know that what wireless charging does for them is it takes away oftentimes their number one cause of warranty and failure. Now, Rob, I know you don't like to talk about this. You used to work at a connector company for over a decade. So give us the inside baseball here on connectors. Why do they break all the time? Do they really suck that much?
Well, I mean, connectors have been around for 75 years, back in the 30s with terminal blocks and things starting for appliances, and effectively have not changed. Mm-hmm. It's metal on metal contact. Yep. And you can slice and dice that in different ways.
Right. Little ones, big ones, 8 channels, 2 channels, but it's metal on metal.
Right. Metal on metal. And there's ways you measure that. And when you have metal on metal, you measure how much force, and that relates to electrical resistance. Yep. And over time, they fail. That's why every
100%, right?
Correct.
100%, they always fail. It's just a matter of how long or how many repetitions of mating or how much mechanical force they can take on them, right?
Absolutely, right. And, metal over time has an elasticity that goes away.
Yep.
It has plating that gets worn away.
Which all deals with resistivity. So these mechanical functions start impacting the electrical function and the performance of the device as well.
Absolutely.
Or breaks the device.
Right. And in harsh environments, rugged environments for lots of products, even phones are rugged products these days. Yeah. It is the failure point. It's the weakest link in many, many electronics and especially handheld devices.
Right. So let's take it back to what Marty Cooper said. Should we be focusing on designing better connectors? Or should we be focusing on getting rid of the connectors with something that doesn't even require any mechanical interface?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of hey, we want to make this horse cart go faster. Let's add more horses. Right. When we can just invent the automobile. Right. And wireless power is the automobile. Right. It's eliminate, making thicker gold plating or preventing a customer from sticking a paperclip into the connector. All that goes away. Mm-hmm. Your cycle counts, how many times you made a connector, which all connectors are rated to. Yeah.
Well, I would say wireless connectors are infinite rated, right?
Absolutely.
There's no limit because there is no mechanical wear that goes on there.
It becomes infinite. Yeah.
So actually, I do like the buggy analogy and car analogy, but one of the things that does is it makes it seem like it's adding complexity because cars are clearly more complex than, horses and buggies. Another one I like to think about is telephone poles. Do you want to make better telephone poles, or do you want to make it easier to run wire to everyone's house, or do you just want to put up a few cell towers? Right. And that's another way of just thinking about simplifying to move forward. So we can simplify the design, we can make it much less failure prone, and we can honor, the legend Marty Cooper by actually just designing something that works instead of designing a whole system of customer support and warranties and all this and the returns department. Reduce the burden on them by just making a product that's better, and the technology is here today.
It is, and wireless power is the future. It will transform how people interface with those devices.
I think it already is, but it's going to become even more mainstream just as the years and months progress.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.